The Eagles are flying high at the OTAs. This year, an emerging player is Zach Ertz, the second-year tight end, who came on strong at the end of the year with a lot of big catches. The year started with a lot of Brent Selleck, who in my mind is still one of the top tight ends in the league. However, Ertz wasn't very good at blocking when he first started at the NFL level, and that didn't give him as much playing time as he might have had. Now he's worked on his blocking game. He clearly has the versatility to stay in the game and line up at different positions during a fast Eagles drive where they don't huddle and they do what you saw them do last year, put defenses completely out of breath. So that's what they're going to get out of Zach Ertz, a guy who's going to line up at wide receiver, at tight end, who could block, who could be in there on running plays. They don't need to plug Selleck in there, which allows the defense to make a substitution at the same time. It's going to make him that much more dangerous. And I'm sure there'll be plenty of series for Brent Selleck where he stays in the game. We know he could do it all. In fact, Brent Selleck is one of my favorite Eagles ever when I really think about it. What Philadelphia Eagle has been involved in more big plays, winning more big games over the last decade or so than Brent Selleck? I don't want to say he's underrated because I think everybody appreciates him, but this guy doesn't get enough credit. So now the Eagles, with Brent Selleck and Zach Ertz, are strapped at tight end, and Zach Ertz, with his speed and Chip Kelly's unique offense, could really be a breakout star this year in the NFL. So I don't play fantasy football, but if you do, I recommend taking Zach Ertz, because all the reports coming out of Philadelphia OTAs by the local media have him emerging in this offense in a big way, and even a bigger way than he did last year at the end of the season. So, in other NFL news, you have some potential contract disputes or holdouts. Beast mode. Marshawn Lynch is reportedly, possibly contemplating not showing up to the mandatory minicamps next week in Seattle. A lot of rumors, it's not a rumor, it's been reported by the coaching staff that Seattle plans on using a running back by committee, which is what all successful teams do. Now, Marshawn Lynch sees the writing on the wall. He has a $30 million contract he's currently playing under, but he's 28 years old and he knows he'll be beyond 30, and running backs beyond 30 don't get big contracts, so he's trying to get it now. I don't begrudge anybody trying to get their money. However, I think it might be a little unrealistic, because as great as he is, if there's any position that a guy could come in right behind you and do a really good job, it's running back. I was a running back myself, and I guess I'd only be making $30 million if I played in the NFL today. But I digress. Elsewhere, the New Orleans Saints are having a little dispute with their star tight end, Jimmy Graham. They franchised Jimmy Graham. However, they did it at his position, tight end. So you average the amount of the top 10 tight ends in the league and you give them about $7 million. However, Graham lines up at wide receiver and catches a lot of passes and a lot of touchdowns. He's one of the favorite targets for Drew Brees, and with Darren Sproles gone, he'll probably become even more favorite. So he wants to be recognized as a wide receiver, and then the average would go up to like $10 million. And this is interesting because it's actually going to be heard by an arbitrator. This is like a interleague court case going on, and will legally be decided whether he is a wide receiver or a tight end. This is unprecedented, and it can have huge ramifications, because what if someone like Darren Sproles, who catches a lot of passes, wants to be known as a wide receiver when it comes to the franchise tag, if it ever were to happen to him? So there you have it. A little kind of big day in OTAs across the NFL. You have Zach Ertz emerging in Philadelphia as the tight end of the future, eventually taking the mantle from Brent Selleck. You have Marshawn Lynch, beast mode, wanting more money, and Jimmy Graham claiming that he is a wide receiver.